Welcome back. 2002 Chrysler Town and Country soft brake pedal. Basically just goes almost all the way to the floor when you step on it. You can pump the pedal up, and if I hold pressure on it after it gets firm, you pump it a few times, it does get firm, and then I hold it. It does not fade away from you slowly towards the floor. It's generally bad master cylinder will fade, the pedal will fade out on you. It's not doing that. I'm going to test the master cylinder specifically, but I don't believe it's that. I've got it up on stands right now, all the wheels off of it. Just did visual inspection of all the different brake lines, and I don't see any leaks at all. I was not low on fluid, wasn't leaking fluid at all. It doesn't appear to be. So it definitely has air in the system somewhere, and the question is, how's that air getting in there? So we're just going to go through some of the things I did and some of the things I still have to do in order to try to determine where this system has a problem. So I have all four of the calipers blocked off, so they're basically out of the system. And let's see what that does. If it has any effect on the pedal. The pedal's hard, so it does have an effect. I'm going to go around and start taking the clamps off each caliper one by one to see what effect it has, if it has any effect at all. Alright, I unclamp the right rear caliper. We'll see if it has any effect. No effect on the pedal. Pedal's the same. Okay, undid the rear left. Pedal's the same, doesn't really make a difference. Okay, I unclamped the front passenger side. Got a little more play in it, but not. The pedal's still firm. Kind of what I expect. Okay, all four are back in the system now, and I just lost the pedal completely. So all my problems seem to be with the the front left caliper. I don't know if that's a caliper problem. We're going to bleed this out and see what we get out of that caliper. But my pedal just went away. If you pump it, it'll hold. Don't believe it's a problem with the I don't believe it's a problem with the master cylinder. Looked like all the problem was with that front left caliper. Okay, so we're at the front driver's side. Well, I've already broken this loose, and I should have had the camera on it, because as soon as I cracked it loose, you could hear air shoot out of it. So we're going to bleed a little bit. So obviously this had air in it. The question is, why did it have air in it? Not quite positive yet if there's a problem with this caliper or not, but we're going to find out. I pump it and then hold it down. You good? Tell me when you're ready.
We're good.
Okay. I'm going to break this loose. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm just going to drain it out here. Keep your foot on it. I pump it up again. Hold it. Keep pressure on it.
All right.
Again.
Yeah.
Hold it. Pump it again. One last time. Okay. So we have to see how this behaves now. But obviously the air in the system was right in this front caliper. I don't know if it's from this caliper being bad. There's a problem with the caliper, or we have another issue. Certainly it's not acting like the master cylinder. So I bled the air out of the one front left caliper, which is the only one that had air in it when I tested it, but I'm actually going to flush this system. I checked this brake fluid before I started it with a tester, and it did not have a lot of moisture in it, but I'm going to actually flush this out. I'm going to use a Mighty Vac bleeder here, vacuum bleeder, to bleed this one. Probably should put the wrench on there first. Just open the line. Make sure your reservoir is full, your master cylinder is full. And I just knocked my hose off of there, which is not too cool. Let me, I'm going to need to hold that on there. loosen it up. Just going to put some vacuum on it, pump it up. You can see it's got a little bit, it's pulling out right now. Just going to crack it open some more. I thought I was. Should be a 3, it is 3/8. Open it up a little more. And I'm just going to do this until the fluid color changes, because I've got clean fluid in there now. I'm going to pull all the old fluid out. I showed that front left side when you have 2 people. You can do it that way. And the air that you see in the line, if you see it, is not air in the system. It's just from the hose being a little loose. Hold that on there for a second. Try to get this up here where you can see it. It's pretty dirty, although it's not full. It doesn't have a lot of moisture in it. So I'm just going to pull that through until it cleans up. So I'm going to put the light behind this, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here. You can see hopefully see the difference. Let me see if I can get this in the right position between the bottom and the top here. That's not my glove making that dark at the bottom. That's just the fluid's a lot dirtier, and then it's the newer fluid has come back through the line and has cleaned it out. So that side's done. This line's done. We're going to move to the driver's side rear next and do the same thing. Then we'll go to the passenger side front. And then we'll do the driver's side front one more time. I'm not going to show that, but basically doing the same thing until I get all the old fluid out. Get the new fluid to replace it. Make sure your master cylinder does not go empty. So at each wheel, I'm going to go recheck and refill the master cylinder as I need to. Well, that's it for now. I just kind of wanted to go through what I did here. Determine what the issue is. I'm not done with this car probably yet. This car, I know the history of this car. It used to be mine. The ABS light is on it. The ABS light's been on this car for several years. It has multiple codes in it. Wheel sensor codes, pump fault, ABS pump fault codes in it. It's got a circuit reference fault in it, all for the ABS system. It hasn't worked for, like I said, several years. So the only way to bleed the ABS in this is through a scanner, and I could not bleed it. I could get to it, but then when I tried to run the bleed on it, it would error out on me, and I think that's probably because the pump's bad and it's having an issue. But I think what might be happening is one of the solenoids is not working correctly, and somehow it's bypassing and introducing air into the system. The symptoms of this were, losing the brake pedal. It would go to the floor. I could pump it back up and it would get firm, and then holding pressure on that pedal, it wouldn't fade away. So that's not master cylinder. Master cylinder goes bad, usually that pedal will slowly fade back to the floor as you keep pressure on it. That was not happening. Went around, did an initial inspection, looked for any leaks, no leaks in the system, fluid wasn't low. Isolated all 4 of the wheels by clamping off the flexible hose on each wheel. When I did that, I did not get any low pedal. I then took off one at a time each wheel and reintroduced it back into the system, and all 3 were fine until I got to the last one, which was the front left. And as soon as I unclamped that and stepped on the pedal, it went right to the floor. So all my air was on the left front wheel. And I looked that up, and overwhelmingly what causes that is a problem with the hydraulic control unit in the ABS system. I'm going to do some more digging on what I saw on the scanner, and I saw a low reference of 9.9 volts. It's a little strange for me, the reference voltage, and when I was doing one of the solenoid tests in it, it would switch to 4.2 and then back to 9. I don't know if that's a wiring issue or it's a problem within the controller of the ABS system. But for now, I bled the entire system, flushed the whole system out, every wheel, and I've been driving it for a couple days on and off, and it's fine. I'm not losing the pedal. The pedal's not getting lower. I'm not having any issues, so it's going to go back to the person who owns it, and we're going to keep an eye on it and see if it starts to lose that pedal again. If it starts to lose that pedal again, I'll check that front left wheel again, and I'm guessing if it starts to lose the pedal, that's where I'm going to see the air in the system again, and then we're going to have to replace that hydraulic control unit for the ABS system. That's about it. I don't want to throw a hydraulic control unit in this without really knowing, so I am going to do a little more investigation, a little more digging on how I can test this a little further and test the wiring. I know the pump has a fault in it. If I can, I'll get to the point where I can figure out what I need to test in this wiring, make sure all the wiring is good, then I know the wiring is fine. We don't have any problem in the harness at all, and the problem is in the pump. So then if a problem comes back, we will then pull that hydraulic control unit and replace it. But really just wanted to show how to diagnose when you got a low pedal and you got a pedal that sinks away from you. If you have this problem in your car, I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.